Okay, you guys, what is up? King Lightning here today, doing the usual, doing my thing, doing me. Hey. And this is going to be Naruto, our favorite shinobi in the world. Hi, Max. That's some goofy shit right there. Naruto chapter 682 review. Now, obviously, the chapter came out yesterday. I couldn't do it because of, let's say, stuff, alright? I could not do the chapter review because I was doing stuff. And because of that stuff, I'm doing it today. Now, this chapter is actually very simple. First of all, this can't be that jutsu. It can't. Because that jutsu that has been hyped up ever since like the beginning parts of Shippuden that Naruto had learned along with Jiraiya is the sexy harem shit. Oh. And then mind you, you can take it a lot of ways. First of all, Kaguya's thirst. It's like, whoa. Like, because she was actually shocked. Like, whoa, all these dudes. Oh my god. Like, whoa. Oh my god. Because remember, Kaguya, she's been in, like, the core of the moon for, like, God knows how long. She hasn't seen man parts in years. Alright? Clearly, her thirst is like the ocean. She just needs it. She just needs it, man. That's how much water you need to satiate her thirst. Or in this case, man parts. Well, if the ocean was creamy white, you get my drift. But the thing here is this. If they were brothers, this fight would have been over. This fight would have been done. And then we would have moved on to Sasuke versus Naruto. This would have been done if it was a bunch of brothers lined up. Like, yo, what up? Like, what up, Cogs? Yo, what up, girl? Hey, what you doing? This thing would have been done. It would have been over. But no. Naruto went the pretty boy Asian route. Now, that can only work for so long. The pretty faces and the eyes and the kawaii, like all that shit. Yeah, that can only work for so long. Because at the end of the day, what matters, what a very important part is your utensils, the tools that you use. And we all know that even though the pretty Asian boy is, well, pretty, problem here is that they're not rocking the proper utensils. Their utensils are not sharp enough. They're not large enough to satiate that. She needs a lot of starburst. And they don't have enough starburst. But brothers, they have plenty. Oh, plenty of starburst. Come here, yo, Shorty, what you doing? Come on, Shorty. Yeah, we know you, bro. Come on. And then they would have satiated that ocean of thirst. But of course, we all know that since he went that route, Kaguya was able to react faster when it came to them sealing her. But again, if it was brothers, seal over. However, you can take it the opposite route. Because we all know that Naruto, he isn't exactly, aside from, there are the Naruhina cats, there are the Narusaku cats. But there's the third party. And that's the Naru Sasuke cats. I mean, hey, if Naruto wants to represent the LGBT, then by all means, go represent LGBT at the end of the story. Kishimoto, symbolic rainbow across Konoha. Like, yeah, what up? What up, man? Like, what up? Hey. If he wants to roll that way, he can roll that way. By all means, go that way. I ain't stopping you. And the reverse sexy harem, hey, he's been training. And when you train for that, you have to take into what? The details. You have to do some research. Or keep in mind that Naruto, in order to do the sexy jutsu, he had to do some research, and he had to grasp the female body and, you know, a few things here and there. Basically porno max. So if you're going to do the reverse sexy harem, well, hey, you gotta do some research, gotta do some diving in, and so on and so forth. And I'm just saying, man, I question, is the guys that he created, are they the ones that she likes, women in general, or what he likes? I'm just saying. Alright, moving on. So, again, the point here is this that jutsu, that quote-unquote jutsu. I hope not. Because the whole hype around that jutsu that has been there for years, I think was more or less a very powerful sealing jutsu, probably the Shinigami. But if it's this sexy no jutsu that he's been honing for years, along with the Rasengan, that to me I think is lame. It is lame, it is whack, it is shitty. So we don't know, we're not too sure if it's that jutsu, but hopefully we'll get an answer down the line. Now, also I want to point out, the clone, the Kage-bun of Naruto put his hand on Obito's chest. Again, LGBT, roll that way by all means. Put his hand on Obito's chest. Fucking life? Like, are we? Okay, well, let me just assume that he was dead. I mean, let me just assume that Obito was somehow still alive. Like, he was like in a coma. He was in a coma, and he was able to restore consciousness to Obito. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. The clone of Naruto. The clone. Kakashi said something like rewriting the world. That to me fell a little bit off. Why? Because we know that she's not changing the world, since we already know that the world, their main world, is not being affected by all of this. Unless she's changing a certain area. But the point here is we know that where the world of trees is, where the Edo Tensei Hokages are, they're not experiencing sudden ice realms and desert realms and volcanic realms. That's not happening. So this dimension that she is sending everyone to, like whether it be desert, ice, lava, whatever, I don't know if it applies to the desert one that Sasuke is in right now, but the ice one, there's some palace. Like, there's some palace up there. And I'm like, is that the same palace that we saw before in the volcano? They're located in different spots, because the one in the volcano was located on, like, the side of this. Yeah, it was located on the side of the volcano. It was different from a geographical standpoint. But this one is, like, on the edge of this cliff of, like, an ice. It's on top of an ice sheet, if you would. So there's always like this structure. Has anyone like? Well, no, they can't notice it because of the fact that Kaguya is just, her presence is too great. She's godlike. But the palace is just, it's either some kind of palace or some kind of like housing structure or something. I don't know. But there was one in the lava one. There was one in the ice one. There's probably one in the desert one. And Sasuke, even though he's by himself right now, I think that his key to escaping this other dimension is that palace. That palace, that housing structure, whatever it is. If Sasuke wants to somehow break the cycle of her dimensional shifts or her world altering, it's gonna be somewhere in that palace. So that's what I'm thinking. That's my honest to God opinion. Because what she's doing right now is some crazy shit. But I think Kishimoto is leaving hints that even though it's crazy stuff, it's not. There are certain restrictions that apply. So, that being said, the chapter overall. First of all, the artwork is good. That's actually one thing I want to point out. It was pretty well drawn. A lot of scenes. Number 2 is that, well, again, sexy harem. I mean, where you go with that, you can go with that. I'm just saying that we don't know if it's that. That's the main thing. We don't know if it's that jutsu. And they were close to sealing Kaguya, but Kaguya, the moment they got close to her, instantly Ice World in like some weird like ice contraption. And you can see Naruto's orbs of yin and yang try and break out, but they're slower than Sasuke's Amaterasu. And so that's pretty cool right there with Sasuke. But Kaguya, and the last thing, hold on. I'm going to end this review. But the chapter is overall okay. Good. It's a good chapter. Okay plus, fuck it. Okay plus chapter Naruto. But before I go any further,